Hey guys, what's up, what's happening? You got the King of Games 98 here, and as you could tell by the thumbnail for this video, I got a new TurboGrafx-16 controller. Yeah, it sounds pretty funny saying that out loud, but yeah, not too long ago, Hyperkin put out their own brand of a wired controller made for the TurboGrafx-16. It's called the Hyperkin Specialist controller, premium controller for the TurboGrafx-16. And so recently, I was on eBay and I decided to buy myself one off of a video game seller that I bought from multiple times before in the past. Never had any problems with him. Great freaking seller. And I paid $29.95 or $29.98 for this controller. So essentially I paid $30 for this controller. Now, I know right off the bat that might sound a little expensive for this controller, but keep in mind, for the longest time, to get controllers for the TurboGrafx-16, no other third-party company made controllers for the TurboGrafx-16. You were basically forced to find original OEM NEC brand TurboGrafx-16 controllers. And let me tell you, number one, they are not easy to come by. And number two, they're usually expensive when you do find them and or try to buy them. And so, yeah, this is a good alternative third-party controller for saving some money and I guess not having to go that route. Now, Hyperkin did not send this to me. I am not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with them. I bought this with my own money because I thought it looked like a really nice controller and I wanted to give it a shot because I really like Hyperkin because of their Retron 5 and I own one and I love that. So I figured I would give a Hyperkin-made TurboGrafx-16 controller a shot. So real quick, show you guys the front of the box. And by the way, I really like the orange and lime green, like 90s aesthetic colors of this box. Like it's really cool looking. I hope those colors are actually on that controller like how they are in the picture, because that'd be really cool. So on the side here it says quality, 10-foot long cable. Not gonna lie guys, that was a huge factor for me buying this controller. And comfort. And on the back here it says the Hyperkin Specialist premium controller for TurboGrafx-16 lets you hold the 90s right in your hands while sporting a comfy ergonomic shape. The turbo functions and 10-foot long cable allow for the ultimate couch gaming experience. Use the included adapter to connect your Specialist to a PC Engine console. Yeah, that's right. So not only do you get a 10-foot long wired Hyperkin brand TurboGrafx-16 controller, but they actually include an adapter to let you use this controller and other TurboGrafx-16 controllers on a PC Engine. Now, for those of you who don't know, the PC Engine is the Japanese version of the TurboGrafx-16. And fun fact, it wasn't until I bought this controller that I bought this controller that I found out that the US TurboGrafx-16 and Japanese PC Engine, the controllers, I guess the controller ports are different, and so they don't interchange. I did not know that. But now that I know that, and after discovering that, it makes sense, because usually 9 times out of 10, I would say the US and Japanese versions of video game consoles usually don't interchange for one reason or another. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna open this bad boy up, and this is gonna be a little unboxing video. Alright, so we got a seal sticker right there. Whoa. Okay, then we got another seal sticker right there. Alright, and that should be pretty much it. Let's see here. I believe there's a little tongue that opens right here. Let's not try and break or damage the box, because I actually had planned on keeping this box for this controller. Wow, this just doesn't want to come out. And just as I said that, I damaged it. Holy shit. Damn. It's freaking tight. Yeah, I kind of damaged that tongue there. A little bit. Oh well. Okay, so that opens up, that opens like so. Okay, voila. And I am proud to say that the actual legitimate controller has that lime green and like orange. Like I'm trying to like think what kind of color classification that orange would be, but whatever. It's got that lime green and orange colors on the actual controller. That's really cool. And why I say that's really cool is because the original TurboGrafx-16 controller had like neon orange and like neon yellow or neon green colors on the actual controller to match some of the colors that were on the actual console, which I think is really cool that they tried to keep with the same color scheme on this third-party controller as it would have on an original controller. Very cool. Okay, so box can go over there. Now we're going to look at this guy. Oh, wow, and there's the cord. Okay. Okay, so this is obviously the US TurboGrafx-16 controller to Japanese PC Engine controller adapter that was included with it. And right off the bat, I can clear as day. Yeah, there's a huge difference in the US TurboGrafx-16 controller's port to the Japanese PC Engine's controller port. Yeah, so this on the right here where my thumb is pointing, that is, or pressing, that is the US TurboGrafx-16 controller port. So you would plug a US TurboGrafx-16 controller into here, and then this end on the left where my left thumb is hitting is the Japanese and PC Engine's controllers port. Wow, yeah, they are noticeably different. Look how freaking big that controller port is compared to how small that controller port is. Yeah, there's a huge difference. No wonder why they included a little controller adapter to use on the Japanese version of this console. But at the same time, I gotta hand it to Hyperkin. That was really freaking cool of them to include this little controller adapter to be able to use this controller or another TurboGrafx or another US TurboGrafx-16 controller on a Japanese PC Engine console. Very cool of them. Gotta be honest with you guys, that was kind of a cool, neat selling point feature of this controller. And here is the actual controller. Wow, that cord is really long. Holy crap. This really is a long, and it's a heavy, sturdy cord. I mean, my God, look at the freaking end of the controller cord where the port is. Man, that is freaking massive. Okay, so before I actually undo this controller's cord, I just real quick want to do for a little reference. So here is what an original TurboGrafx-16 controller looks like. And this is the OEM stock controller that came with the console when you bought it, the NEC brand one. So this is just a straight up side by side comparison of the original US NEC TurboGrafx-16 controller next to the third party aftermarket Hyperkin Specialist TurboGrafx-16 controller. So height wise and like size wise, I would say they're really not that much. It's really not that much bigger than the original controller. What I love about this Hyperkin TurboGrafx-16 controller is how identical they kept the controller to the original TurboGrafx-16 controller. And really what I mean by that is the button layout. The button layout is identical to the original TurboGrafx-16 controller, which you can obviously tell. Now, as I said earlier in this video, a really big selling point for me to buy this controller was the 10-foot long cord of this controller. And as you can see, the original NEC brand TurboGrafx-16 controller's cord is very short. And for those of you who weren't alive back in 1989 or, early 90s and or didn't own a TurboGrafx-16 back in the day, then you wouldn't know that the original TurboGrafx-16's TurboPad controller's cord was very short, and that just sucks. It just really sucks. And so for me, who happens to own an original TurboGrafx-16, I always hated that. And I always hated that there's only one freaking controller port on the console. But that's a whole nother story for another day. Anyway, as you can see here, the controller's cord's length on the original as compared to the Hyperkin is just easily 10 times better. And that alone, to me, anyway, already makes this controller worth buying. I don't even know the length of the original NEC TurboGrafx-16 TurboPad controller's cord's length, but it is just so freaking short that I distinctly remember every time I would hook up my TurboGrafx-16 to my living room TV, because of how short the original controller's cord length is, I couldn't even sit down on my couch. Like, I would legitimately have to sit down on my floor of my living room just to be able to play my TurboGrafx-16 because of how freaking short the original controller's cord is, the length. And so, I mean, not that that isn't uncomfortable and there's nothing wrong with that, but like, I'd rather actually be sitting on my sofa and playing TurboGrafx-16 as opposed to sitting on the floor. You feel me? Okay. Alright, so without further ado, I just wanted to make that little side-by-side comparison. Alright, so let's actually undo this bread tie that is around this controller's cord. Okay. Wow, holy freaking crap. Man, this is a long cord. Wow, they really weren't kidding when they said it's a 10-foot long cord. Look at all that cord you get with one freaking controller. This is freaking fantastic, and I love this controller already because of it. Okay, so now, first impressions, first thoughts of gripping, holding the controller in my hand, or in my hands. You know, I gotta tell you, this controller feels really freaking good in my hands. Oh, that's why. Yeah, these back little bumps or bubbles, whatever you want to call them, on the back of the controller, they feel freaking great on my hands. And you know, I would probably hold the controller exactly like this if I was actually playing a game on my TurboGrafx-16. And so, you know, got the D-pad there. Feels really good. Select button, run button, one button, two button, and of course the three-way turbo button functions for the 1 and 2 buttons. Yeah, I gotta tell you, this ergonomically is a great feeling third-party controller for the TurboGrafx-16. I absolutely love how this feels, and I can already say without a doubt that whenever I go to, excuse me, play my TurboGrafx-16 next, I am definitely going to use this controller from now on without a doubt because of the 10-foot long cord on this controller is just going to make it so much more enjoyable and relaxing to play because it'll actually be able to reach, and I should be able to actually sit back on my couch and kick back and enjoy playing some TurboGrafx-16. Yeah, these buttons feel really good, very responsive. I gotta tell you guys, TurboGrafx-16 is the only console I know that the OEM stock controller that was included with the console had built-in turbo functions on the controller. That is the only console I know that did that with their controllers. But at the same time, I gotta tell you, that really set them apart from the others. Alright, so this is obviously the front of it, bottom, side, the back. This back, how they designed this, feels so freaking good and comfy in my hands while holding this controller. And the left side. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for my TurboGrafx-16, or for my Hyperkin Specialist TurboGrafx-16 controller unboxing and first impressions, first thoughts video. Overall, I absolutely love this controller. I'm really glad that I bought it. For what I paid for it, I feel like I got really good bang for my buck, you know, for the controller's cord's length, and for this controller freaking adapter. Now, I don't currently own a Japanese PC engine, but hey, that's okay, you know. Maybe I might in the near future or years later, and I'll be able to actually use it. That's okay. I'm perfectly fine with keeping that for now. So, final thoughts, I think this is a great controller. I would say if you own an original TurboGrafx-16 and you want to pick up a nice new third-party controller, I would definitely recommend the Hyperkin Specialist TurboGrafx-16 controller. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you own an original TurboGrafx-16, and if so, what controllers or specific peripherals do you enjoy using when you hook up to go to play your TurboGrafx-16? Let me know that in the comments section down below, guys. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time.